Welcome to Wiki Bros Newscast. I'm Justin.
This is Kyle, and today we're going to bring you news you may not have heard.
So we've got Krysten Sinema. She's the senator from Arizona,
Oh, okay.
and she decided she doesn't want to be Democrat anymore.
Just like that, huh?
Yep. So
You have to file. I mean,
I
I'm
really
assuming there's
don't.
filings. I'm
I
curious on what you have
was,
to do that.
yeah. I really don't know. I mean, it doesn't happen that often. So, but I mean,
I wonder. Okay, so she changed to independent. I wonder how many, or if there's any instances of like a Republican or a Democrat getting in office after they've been elected, and then deciding they're going to change sides.
you know, uh, it sure seems like something like that just happened.
Really?
Hmm.
Okay, so the Republicans need to pretend to be Democrats, and then they can get back in office.
That's about the only way they're going to get in.
Yeah, it's been a
Seems
rough
like.
year for him.
Yeah. So she switched her party affiliation to independent, which she was already a moderate anyway, right? Her and Joe Manchin, they kind of make up the moderate wing of the Democratic Party. So,
Do we have any current independents
yeah,
voted in right now?
yeah. There is Bernie Sanders is independent,
Oh, okay.
and Angus King from Maryland, or is it no Maine?
Maine. Okay.
Yep. So they are the independents. So now there's three of them.
I'm curious if that affects. I mean, well, like Bernie Sanders has been in it for a long time. When did he switch to independent?
I don't know. Think
Wasn't
he's
he Democratic?
no. I don't. I think he. I think he was trying to run as a. Hell, I don't remember.
Well, he was trying to get in on the Democratic side, I believe, during one of the presidencies, because I remember seeing tons of
Right.
vote for Bernie.
Yeah, but was he coming in as a Democrat?
I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, probably. But really, he should have been coming in as a socialist.
Yeah.
I mean,
Everything he talked about was, "I'm going to give you free stuff." So
he is. I don't think he hides the fact that he's a socialist.
no.
Uh,
Maybe that's why
so
he's independent.
yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of neat. That I like it. I like the idea of more people. I wish more people would become independents.
I think the
And
party system causes, people blindly vote for the party systems at this
yeah,
point, and they don't look at the actual
yep.
views of the individual, and they really kind of force you into a mold when you go that way. Like, and if you voice an opinion that's
Oh
against
yeah,
your
that's.
party
I
system,
mean,
then it's
that's
like,
what they're. They're always coming down on Joe Manchin
right,
when he votes against what all the rest of the Democrats vote for,
right,
right? But I kind of respect the guy because he's looking out for his state. I mean, that's what he's there to do, and he seems to do a pretty good job of it.
yeah,
So anyway, but yeah, I wish more people would.
yep.
Now,
It's you don't see a lot of them do it or get voted in. Like someone was like in this case, like she got voted in. Was she Democrat? No,
yeah,
she was
she
Democrat
was
before,
Democrat. Yeah,
and then changed after the fact. But
right.
it's like you don't see a lot of independent people
That's
go into
election
an
and get
election and get
voted.
voted in. Exactly.
Yep.
And that's a shame because it really does push people to those party systems. I mean, you see even just the percentages on how few votes, but people feel like their vote is going to get wasted if they vote on independent because they know it's going to end up being Republican or Democrat. And
Right.
that's a shame.
Yep. And like you say, if you just look at I mean, I know you don't always have that option available to you, but if you look at the person themselves and their voting record, now, Cinema, she's voted basically like 97% of the time she has supported the major Democratic bills,
Right.
right? So, and she's not changing anything. She's just saying that she no longer feels, like we talked about before, how
Yeah.
the Democratic Party has seemed to shift so far to the left. She's like, this isn't my party anymore.
Yeah. I mean, you get those swings, and maybe people view it on both sides. You get the swings both ways to extremes. I feel like the
Yep.
Democrats have really taken it to an extreme, especially in the recent years, though. And yeah, I can completely understand people want to dissociate from it.
Yep. So last week we were talking about Iran.
Yes.
I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. It's Iran. Iran.
Iran.
Uh,
I've
I,
always I've always heard it as Iran, but it's
I know
that's
me
Americans being
exactly. Exactly.
uneducated.
Uh, but anyway, I'm gonna continue calling
Okay,
it Iran, I guess.
that's fine.
Uh, anyway, so last week, remember we talked about them, and how they were. What were they doing?
Was this
Basically,
about the protests and
yes,
fighting against? Was it the ethics police or something like
yeah,
that?
the morality police
Yeah.
or whatever, right? Well, now they have executed one of the protesters,
Oh,
so kind of took a turn. Um,
was not going in the direction I thought it was going to go.
yeah, I mean, but in the defense of their country,
Okay.
their government, uh, and I don't want to defend their government, but from what they are saying anyway, is that it wasn't like he was just out protesting peacefully.
Okay.
Okay, so this man, and I'll give it a shot. Mohsen Shikari.
Okay.
Okay. Uh, anyway, this dude was like, he had like a machete, and he was out there like he injured a police officer. He's blocking street access, and
Okay.
basically the intention of killing and creating terror.
Okay.
So maybe, but
Well,
it just
it's.
seems extreme to go to the
I mean, if he was attempting to kill people, that's
okay, and that's
so
fine.
it's
But man,
attempted
that's
murder.
dude. That's I mean, that's quick.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, over in the U.S. And maybe we're desensitized to capital punishment like it used to be because now you see people on death row for 20 years before they ever get executed
Yeah, this guy had it
over
in a
here.
couple weeks.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's like on the spot trial.
Yep.
Um,
But okay, so
this is like the I wouldn't say gray area, but you see this a lot with stuff in the U.S. where it's like what's rational protesting and what's
oh yeah, yeah,
just violence at a certain
right.
point.
And who knows because they're as fellow activists are saying that basically it was just like a show trial. There wasn't
Right.
any due process.
He was getting this regardless.
Yep. So, but they say though that there's been over 18,000 people arrested. I don't remember where we were at last week.
Hmm.
Might be pretty close to that number anyway.
Right.
And as of this last Thursday, 475 protesters have been killed.
Oh wow.
Yep. So, but as far as governmental execution, you know what I mean? That's the first one, I
No,
guess.
I thought the government was trying to work towards
That's what I
a
thought.
resolution. Man, it really went
And they might still be, but they're going to take it out on somebody.
well, and I mean, given what this guy did anyway, like you're getting an extremist,
Possibly.
which
At
I
least
mean,
that's what the
maybe. I
government's
mean,
saying
this is
anyway.
what we're hearing. You never get the truth out of some of these news stories because it's always skewed. But yeah, I don't know. You see protests these days. Oh, okay, your personal opinion, because this went along. This was very common the last few years with all the political agendas going on, with some of the the really crazy protests going on, the looting, the vandalism, stuff like that. Like, what's your take on what's appropriate protesting, in your opinion?
Well, it's not destroying other people's property.
Well, I agree with that.
I mean,
Like, okay, so I agree. I don't agree with going after businesses and stuff like that. I think that is just straight vandalism and theft. But then you compare, say, like something like the Boston Tea Party. Is that comparable with looting, or do you compare that more with like an attack on like a public building? So at what point does it become a criminal act versus strong protesting, I guess?
well, that's a tough one.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like there's that gray area, right? Like if you have a major issue with like a governmental, a decision or something like that, it's like what what's a legal is a term
And
that's really
but
out of the window
that's
here.
one thing though. The problem that I have is when protesters basically they disrupt the way of life for everyone else.
Right.
Okay, so even if you're not violently protesting, but you're standing in a street blocking a street, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Like, I've got to go to work, and now what if I've had a pretty bad year and this is my last chance. Like, I can't be late again,
Right. You end up
or
getting
I'm
fired
losing my
because
job. And
yeah.
now I'm losing my job because you assholes are blocking me from getting to where I need to go.
Well, I mean, you even compare that like we discussed a minute ago with the looting and everything, where people were destroying people's businesses over
Yeah.
things, and it's like I don't understand. Like I feel people use it as an excuse to do those things to begin with, but like
Yeah.
I would, I'm not condoning it, but I would understand an attack on a governmental office like a courthouse or something. Not saying that that's okay either, but I'm saying that would make more rational sense to you have an argument with a political decision versus you randomly destroying, private
Yep.
businesses that are attacking people's livelihoods that have nothing to do with the issue.
Right.
And that's while you're getting attention, maybe from a media outlet, I don't know that that's necessarily positive attention for what you're trying to protest against, I guess.
Right.
But
So moving on here, Kyle, we've got Britney Griner in the news still.
and this is the basketball player.
Yep.
Okay, and she's in where did she get held up at?
Russia.
Russia.
10
Oh,
months.
oh,
Almost 10 months
wow.
in jail there.
And what was she got caught for?
It was
Drug charge.
yeah, it was the marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Um, so they did a prisoner swap.
Who did they swap her for?
It was what's his name? Victor Bout. Victor Bout.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't remember this guy for some
so
reason.
so I had to look him up because I've heard some stuff on him, but I don't remember him at
Right.
all. But this is what I've got on him. November 2nd, 2011, Bout was convicted by a jury at the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York of conspiracy to kill U.S. citizens and officials, delivery of anti-aircraft missiles, and providing aid to a terrorist organization,
Oh, wow.
and was sentenced to the minimum of 25 years imprisonment.
And we just handed this guy back.
And we handed him back for a basketball player because she's a basketball player.
I mean,
Because she is, she's in the news, bud.
well,
I mean,
it's
she's
unfair
a
that
celebrity.
it's unfair that she got, I don't know what how long did she get charged for over there?
Hell, I don't know.
I can't imagine that being like I'd say that, but obviously it is if she's been held there for 10 months.
Oh yeah, she was going to be there for years.
Really, over a
Yeah.
weed charge? That's
Yeah.
shocking.
Well, it's Russia.
Well,
and,
this is true.
And the problem with this is that you know the rules. You've got to know the rules that they don't fuck around with this shit.
Right. Like
Right.
I would not. I can't imagine. Like you want to do that stuff in the U.S. Fine. Like you're aware of the laws and everything over here.
But you ought to be aware of the laws of wherever you're traveling.
Exactly.
And it's
especially when it comes to that. I mean, you're talking any kind of drug or weapons on you, and you're risking that going into a foreign country where you might get stuck there or tossed in their prison system. Like, why would you even want to risk that?
right. And let's see. Man, I can't. For the life of me, I can't tell you how many years she was supposed to be in there for, but it doesn't really matter. She's out now because she's a celebrity, and who's not out? Mark Fogel. Okay,
Okay.
he's been in the same sort of prison that she's in over
Okay.
there, right? Since August of 2021 for the same thing.
Really?
He had a small amount of medical marijuana because he had chronic back pain,
Okay.
and he was sentenced to 14 years at a labor camp.
Oh my god.
61 years old. He's not
He's
celebrity
61.
status at all. So
Oh my God.
So why would they look?
See, okay, so even in this, like I feel like they didn't negotiate hard
No, I
enough
feel
then.
like they didn't either, and they're saying that they did. Like, oh, we tried to get Paul Whelan out, right? And you remember him? He's the former Marine,
Oh yeah, yeah.
right? And they're saying
I'm
that
sorry, you guys gave up a terrorist and didn't get the Marine out.
right
Like, I'm sorry, I feel bad for the situation of all these people, like to be held up for especially on
weed
weed
charges.
charges, like
Yeah,
for that long, especially for the you know both of those individuals, but for that extent of time for like to be sentenced to 14 years
but
and hard labor, but
you gave up this dude, and you didn't get back
yeah. Like, I feel like
Whelan.
you
I
should have
mean,
got all three of these people for this terrorist guy. You did not
they're
negotiate
they're
very hard in
saying
this.
that Russia just said no, you're not getting him, so you're only getting her. I don't fucking buy it.
Man.
I'm the same way. I feel like, and they may have said that, but try harder.
Right, right.
Like, or
Or
too
offer more
bad,
people. I don't know what to
or
tell you.
sorry, you're not getting this dude back for a freaking athlete
Yeah,
who hates her country, right?
right.
Hell out of here. I wonder if she still hates her country now. Probably.
Jeez.
Stupid.
Well, it's sad because you don't want to see any of these individuals, sitting over there in jail for small charges like that. But at the same time, it's like, is that fair that she got out just because she's got celebrity status
That
versus
is the
the old guy
damn
and the
sole
Marine?
reason.
Yeah,
that
that's
she
exactly
got
what it is.
out.
Because she was in, just like you said, it was because she was in the news.
Yep.
I hate for her to be sitting there either, but
No, I get it. Yeah. So, remember, we had a podcast a while back from. It was one of the FBI
oh, okay, like
podcasts we
the
did.
most wanted.
Yeah, and there was that dude on there. He was James Whitey Bulger.
Oh yeah, yeah, I
All
remember
right.
him.
So you remember what he was? He
Wasn't he
was
like an informant?
yes. He was like a mobster, but he was also like an FBI informant.
He turned, didn't he?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
so then he got sent to prison, and then he got killed in prison. Remember?
yeah.
So this week, the Justice Department watchdog report was released, and they basically are saying that, yeah, we fucked up. Like it's our fault that he's dead.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, let's be real about this. I don't know if you remember this because it's been a while, but he was transferred. He's like 89 years old,
okay.
and they transfer him to a different prison.
Like a less
Uh,
serious prison, like at
no,
89. Like,
no, I think it's like one of the most dangerous prisons.
why? Oh, hold on. I thought when you were an informant, you got like reduced time and easier sentencing. Why did he get moved to a worse facility?
There's no doubt in my mind. I don't care what they find. There's no doubt in my mind that somebody wasn't involved in this with,
Setting him up.
oh yeah.
Yeah, somebody got paid off.
Absolutely somebody got paid off.
Once again, I hate to be. I'm not a big conspiracy guy, but that really seems suspicious,
Yeah, dude.
especially at 89 years old. Like,
Right.
what's he gonna do at this point? Somebody was getting him back.
So when they transferred him, it was less than 12 hours
Oh wow!
after he got there.
They had somebody
before
just
he was
sitting
killed.
there waiting
Yeah.
for him to
Oh
get in.
yeah, they were tipped off.
Man,
But they're saying, oh yeah, it's all our fault. We didn't realize it was going to be such a big deal. Come on, everyone
Man.
knew. Everyone knew that he was a rat, right?
Right.
Yes. So
Apparently, it didn't pay off to be an informant. You're still sitting in jail,
and
and then you
now
get
you're
killed.
dead. Yeah. Yep. So that's fun.
Although you know what they say:
What's that?
snitches get stitches.
Oh, that.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. Should have kept your mouth shut.
Okay, yeah. So now you've got this Governor Ducey in Arizona.
Deucey.
So this dude is like, they're leaving. They're not going to be in office anymore after January 5th.
Okay.
And they've got crews out there on the border double stacking shipping containers topped with razor wire.
Building his own wall, huh?
Yep.
I mean, hey.
Yep. So that's kind of neat. I like the way that they are, recycling.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's trying to follow Trump's plan, huh?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, the reality of the situation is they have like a lot of issues going on down there. I mean, you can say what you want about the immigration, but it's really, fucking their worlds up down there.
Right.
You
Well, you're
know,
getting into drug running and everything else too. It's not just an immigration issue.
dude, yes. So they are, the people who live along the border, by and large, they're like, they want something,
Yeah.
whatever it is, something to stop this from happening. So this dude's like, yep, we're throwing up some shipping containers, double stack them. Obviously, it's not going to last.
Well, I mean, even then, it's like, okay, they can
They're
just
gonna
go
get.
into the next
They're
state and then drive
yeah.
into your state
Well,
regardless. But
they're gonna get through them. But it's something. I mean, what else they got going for them?
yeah, I mean, what else are you gonna do?
Yep.
It's. I'm curious to see if it actually does anything to decrease like the crime or anything in that area, even temporarily.
I would say
From
temporary.
from all the drug use. 'Cause, yeah, they're gonna have to find like a short way to get around them. Like they're gonna have to dig tunnels, or they're gonna have to, honestly, they could probably just show up with a grinder and cut a wall out. I can't imagine it's gonna be that difficult.
Yeah. No, it's definitely they're going to get through them.
You can airdrop them.
But
Hey,
it's something. And what else were they doing with these containers? Apparently nothing.
yeah, they're probably just gonna get recycled. Although I will say they're very common now these days to
Yes.
people to buy them
And
and
like,
turn them into like houses. It's
I
become like a
know.
really common thing.
Right.
Although, I mean, I think it's like more of a novel, fun idea, kind of like the converting a school bus into like an RV, because there's a lot of work involved in that. Just from somebody that does construction and real estate, it's like it's a hassle.
Dude, there's a lot of work involved in that. And I see these people on TikTok all the time who are like living the van life,
Right.
And it seems so nice and easygoing. Dude, I'm sure that's really cool for a couple weeks. And then,
I think okay, like even like the tiny house thing. I think it is doable to an extent if it's just a couple. If you have kids, I can't imagine raising kids in such a tiny living space like that. That is, you would like be on top of each other all the time. Um, but yeah, I don't know the storage container thing. I understand more of the tiny house than I do the storage containers, because at least you can move that around. But even then, if they did that, I can understand. I can see somebody doing it for, say, like a unique cabin, like back in the woods. I think would be kind of cool. Maybe turn like Airbnb or something like that for somebody to rent. But yeah, live
well,
in
it's
there.
a structure. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like having a framed up structure that is already,
the
I know
problem
you're
the
still gonna
problem
have
you
to
get into.
insulate and
You do, and you have to run wiring. Basically, they do these, and you have to build false walls inside them.
right.
So
Yeah,
that kind of you're
cutting
just
into the
building a house.
space
It's literally
already.
just the look,
Right.
and then they're already not very large to begin with.
Right.
But some people stack them up them next
Yeah,
to
and
each
if
other.
you
But
can get them for cheap,
well, they're not that cheap though. You know how much
I know.
how
I'm
much they
just
sell
saying,
for?
if you could get them for cheap,
I mean,
go
yeah.
for it.
I mean, most people are paying $3,000 to $5,000 for those, like a piece.
Uh, that doesn't seem too unreasonable to
No,
me.
I mean not for the size you're getting.
$3,000 for a shipping container,
But
dude. I will put one in my ground. Oh yeah,
make you like a little bomb shelter.
absolutely.
There you go. There you go. That's not a bad idea.
Just need to get a backhoe.
A backhoe.
Yeah,
My dad can never get his fixed. I'll bring it over.
dude. I'm serious. Like I want a bomb shelter. Yes.
You are the conspiracy guy.
I'm just saying I want a
Hey,
bomb
hey,
shelter.
hey! You know what? You know what?
Some people
I will
want basketball courts. I want a bomb shelter.
I will assist you, because if anything goes down, I know where I got to go.
Yeah. You're not going to go to somebody's basketball court, are you?
No, I'm not.
No.
Unless there's a bomb shelter underneath it.
That's right. So what was this you were talking about a while ago about this weird weather? Talking about the cows or
Oh yeah. So
beef prices or something.
and we kind of experienced this a little bit during COVID, where there was like the beef shortage, but that was blamed a lot on COVID shutting down manufacturing plants or processing plants, I should say.
Yep.
But now apparently, and when I first read this article, I thought this was gonna be an immediate thing, but it sounds more like it's like a year or two in the future. But this drought down in mainly in Texas has forced a lot of the ranchers to sell off a lot of their cattle now for processing. And at the moment, what it's going to do is either lower prices or keep prices steady. But what this is going to cause in the future is there's going to be a reduction in the cattle. Now, the drought has caused um, a decrease in the amount of edible grass, obviously, because it's not replenishing quick enough to house the cattle, so they're having to sell off cattle for butchering due to this. So in a year or two, the new calves, since they can't keep up with production, there's going to be fewer of them. So they're quoting somewhere, I believe the comment was somewhere between 2024 and 2025, we could experience a extremely high beef price. So if you're into steak, you better start stocking up within the next year or two.
Yeah, I mean it's expensive already.
Oh yeah, it is.
So
So I can imagine. I mean, and you've seen a rise in prices with everything this last year. Inflation has just gone through the roof, and we're probably unlikely to see those prices ever go back to normal. I really feel like they're going to be stuck here for an extended period of time. But yeah, the beef prices are already high, and it could get much worse.
yeah, yeah.
They may have also had I believe in the article it might have stated that there was also going to be an effect on pork as well. So
Right. Yeah. 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 I heard that. And that's, man,
guess everybody's getting more chicken.
hey, that's all right too.
Hey,
I love me some
Justin
chicken.
sells eggs.
I love me
So
some chicken.
yep.
Yeah. I just don't want it to affect the bacon, man. You know, like bacon's already expensive.
Oh, I know.
And
I'm just gonna, my parents have a farm, and I'm gonna have to get on my dad about
well, so yeah,
butchering.
and that's fine as long as you can find somebody to butcher. But when you had all that issue before, you couldn't get into a butcher for a year.
And that's slowed down now, but I believe when
Yeah, well,
the
okay.
prices start going back skyrocketing again,
Yeah.
it will be the exact same situation because the plants cannot keep up with them, especially in this area. We live in kind of a rural area, and most of the ones that we use around here are private butchers. So they're backlogged 6 months. I remember when my parents had it done during COVID, and they were on a 6-month waiting list. Then when they called back the second time to get more butchered, they told them that they couldn't even put them on the waiting list because it was so far out.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yep. So that's pretty shitty situation.
yep.
That's all I've got for the news for this past week. You got anything else?
I think that's it for today.
All right. Nothing super exciting, I guess.
No, Christmas is around the corner.
Yes, that is true, man. That's coming up, and
Oh, man, I tell you, I was looking at something the other day, and just talking about prices and on inflation. But have you looked at the prices of Legos recently?
no.
Oh my God, man! Like I remember, when we grew up, Legos were super cheap.
Right.
But then they started doing all those kits, right? Yeah, the
Yes.
Lego kits, and it was like, okay, you can build like a battleship, and it was a little extra money But now, since they started getting all these sponsorships for Star Wars and superheroes and everything, the prices have went insane. And they were bad like a couple years ago, but it was still doable. You could get like a big kit for like like $80, right? Which is like a huge one. It was like one that was like 2 or 3 feet tall. Like you can imagine, like just a really complex one. Now, a little like 100-piece, I think it was like the Spider-Man or the Flash or something, $150 for
That's
a Lego
insane.
kit,
That is
Lego
insane.
kit, and I'm talking a box this big. Okay,
What's it,
this
like 200 pieces or something?
yeah,
So
but
like,
all it was, if you look at the figurines, and this part of this is the markup for the name brand, and and like the it's the status, because it's like you're talking Marvel or DC characters, but one Lego guy, okay, $16 to $18. I am not
what?
joking you. If you buy it individually, $16 to $18 for literally one of the little plastic men that looks like the Flash or Spider-Man or the Hulk. It is insane. Like I cannot fathom paying $150 for a basic kit. Like it's blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, when my boys were younger, we got into a little bit of that with the kits
yeah.
and the Legos, but they couldn't have been that much,
No,
or I wouldn't
I
have
bought
paid for them.
I bought like a Pirates of the Caribbean ship for
You bought what?
Pirates of the Caribbean
Ship?
ship.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes. No, not with the T.
Check it.
Um, that we put together, and I mean, it was pretty elaborate. It was like this big. I mean, you had sales and everything on it, right? That was like $70, and that was like one of the super complicated kits. Now, like that, if you look that up now, it's like $200 and some dollars.
Dude,
I can't
crazy.
rationalize it.
Nope.
Pieces of plastic. I would really like to look at the cost of the manufacturing for the Lego kits to see how much they're tearing it up. But I know one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to buy stock in Lego this year.
Then it'll go down.
Probably.
Don't worry.
Everything's going to go down.
Yeah.
We're still in the recession.
I just don't understand how, like, the champion stuff, like the brand champion, you know, that you got because you were poor.
Right.
And now it's like that's what people want. Like, it's a high priced item now. Do you know that? Like,
I wasn't even aware of that.
Dude. Yeah. Well, my kids are like, they'll get like a champion sweatshirt. Like, this is what they want.
Really? Like that? Yeah. Wasn't that like the Walmart brand?
Yeah. This isn't what you wear because you don't have any other option. This is what they strive to buy and spend big money on it. So,
I'm curious how they worked their way into being like a high quality name brand.
All I want out of life is for British Knights to come back.
No, I was never a big fan.
Actually, the shoe that I really was a big fan of was the Airwalks.
I was just gonna say that.
Oh yeah,
I did like that. Van kind of drove them out of business.
Yeah, and I never got that because the Vans always seem to have that big
thick
tongue.
Yeah, that was always my. Well, I tell you right now that they haven't brought, Airwalk's not a thing. I don't even know if they make shoes anymore.
Oh, I doubt it.
But there's a lot of versions that like Nike and all these other companies sell that are basically like knockoff versions of Airwalks that they make now. I mean, they're super I've got a couple pair of them. They're really comfortable shoes, but they're basically the same shoe. I think Vans just drove Airwalk out of business. Airwalk came on really heavily when they were like the skater shoe, and then Vans kind of took them over, and I think that was pretty much it. I can't remember the last time I've seen a pair of Airwalks.
So I'm looking, and it looks like you can still buy
Really
Airwalks, dude.
That's odd that they just you don't ever see them advertised anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a new company that took them over.
Could have been
or not, but they look good, man.
Huh.
I'd get down with this pair right here. You know what?
You gonna buy a pair?
I clicked on it. It said page not found.
Nah, it's probably because the website's not valid anymore.
Damn it.
See, so they are out of business.
Probably right.
Click on another one.
I'm gonna try it. Oh no, that one's got it.
Maybe it was just that one shoe that was off.
What is this? Zoomies?
That's just the shoe website.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd say that's not a good sign for Airwalk. I feel like they've just
Oh yeah. Well, but a lot of places don't sell their own stuff on their websites.
Well, this is true.
Let me look it up here. We couldn't find. I typed in Airwalk and they couldn't find it. So I don't really know. But if I can find some, dude, I'm gonna buy them and then we're gonna hacky sack.
Okay. Man, that's been a while. I'm gonna have to really limber up before that.
Wait. Well, you should probably do this after you heal up from your surgery.
Oh yeah. It'll take me a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I'll be doing rehab anyway, right? It'll be good knee rehab.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect.
All right, good. All right, so I'm gonna buy Airwalks and you are going to fix your knee.
Yes.
Good stuff. All right, so that's all we've got for this week. And remember, follow us on all of your favorite social media. Okay, follow us on TikTok. How about that? And YouTube. Anywhere you get your podcast, hit the like, follow button, subscribe, whatever the case may be. Leave a rating. Tell a friend.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got one thing I want to address first before we get off here.
Goodness.
Okay?
Yes.
Please leave comments.
And
I'm going to explain. I'm not going to go into this today, but the next podcast we do that's news, I'm going to make a rebuttal for some comments that we got on the Kraft lawsuit. And I'm going to enjoy this. That's all I got to say. I'm going to enjoy this. So please start a debate with me. I enjoy them.
All right, so that's all we got. For Wiki Bros, I'm Justin.
This is Kyle.
We'll see you soon.